The F1 2023 season has been entertaining if you're looking at the battle for second fastest car, but not for first. But McLaren produced upgrades over the past couple of weeks in the triple header, and I think they have went for literally almost Q1 contenders to the second fastest car like that.
They've went from being GP2 to number 2 on the grid, just like that. McLaren, the pace they showed at Silverstone was phenomenal, and I don't see any reason to suggest that that's going to be a one-off. I don't think it's just going to be a Silverstone exclusive where they're good at and then they suck everywhere else. I think they were clearly the second fastest car at Silverstone. Would have been a double podium for sure if there was no safety car. And even we've kind of seen from McLaren what we haven't really seen from many cars or drivers or teams this season, and that was that they were actually keeping a relatively decent gap to Verstappen as well throughout the race. We haven't really seen that so far, but I mean, Norris was keeping Verstappen close as well. So not only are they potentially a second fastest car, but I would say they might be the closest we've seen so far to the Red Bulls in terms of outright pace.
Absolutely. You look at Austria as well, the car wasn't quite as upgraded as it was at Silverstone, as you seen with Piastri, because he had nothing. Norris had a few. But Norris was the third fastest car in Austria, just behind Ferrari, I'd say. But that's what I like about this season. There's a constant flipping of the order behind Red Bull. But it's behind Red Bull. How much better would this be if it was for the fucking title?
Well, see, actually, for once I don't like that, because I was actually looking forward to Fernando Alonso picking up a shitload of podiums and hopefully maybe getting a couple of wins if he could take advantage of poor Max races. But
I'd rather McLaren be the second fastest team than Ferrari or Mercedes. I don't like Mercedes, and Ferrari just fuck it up time and time again. It's time to put a bit of new blood up there.
New blood? Well, Norris ain't really new blood, but I mean, he's still looking for his first win. Big question is, will he get it this season?
I think he could if this pace continues. The thing you got to look at it though, right?
What's more likely, Norris to get his first win or Piastri to get his first podium?
I'd say Piastri podium, just due to the fact that Perez is shite. But my point with this is it praise McLaren or is it bury the other three teams? And by the other three teams, I mean Ferrari, Mercedes and Aston Martin. Aston Martin started this season second fastest. They're thereabouts, right?
You could make a case that they're fifth fastest right now.
Yeah, you could make a case they were worse than Williams at that race.
That is very true.
Well, let's be real, like, I mean, Albon looked faster than both of them, and the fact that Sargent beat Stroll kind of gives me the illusion that they were.
Alonso's having to hang on to keep Albon behind him.
Yeah, literally.
And honestly, I mean, Alonso's position did it was better than it looked because he looked into the safety car, but I think Alonso's chance to win the race might have been gone. We'll look back at Monaco, and I think that might have been it.
Yeah, I think so, but I think the other three have dropped the ball. If Aston Martin, Mercedes or Ferrari took the step forward that McLaren have took, they'd be faster than Red Bull.
Although you could argue it's easier for McLaren to find pace because they didn't have much of it to begin with. So
you know, you could argue that, but see, in terms of in-season upgrades, we haven't seen this in ages.
Now, the only thing is, Red Bull are supposedly not going to be able to increase as the longer the season goes.
Well, I think the way this season's going to go is, I think by the end of it, you're going to have the four teams behind Red Bull on them, but Red Bull
will have everything wrapped up by then.
Exactly.
Constructors will be done, drivers will be done.
I'm not saying, right, for the last 6 races, having like 10 drivers, well, I'll say 10, and when half the number twos are piss, you're not going to have 10, but see having like potential like 10 people fighting for a win, not knowing who's going to get pole or win, that's exciting, but when the championship's wrapped up, it's a bit...
Yeah, it's a bit
irrelevant.
It's a bit dead. Like, for example...
If Max broke his legs in Hungary, it would be like, who's winning this?
Let's take 2012, for example. We kicked off the season with 7 different winners, right? And that did feel... That felt like that was big news. I just don't think that would have felt as big if it was like towards the end of the season and we'd already seen Vettel wrap up the title.
No, absolutely not. But I'm intrigued, guys. I just like seeing different drivers at the front. And I like the fact Williams have took a step.
I would like to see Williams back to their glory days.
No, I would too, but I think it's safe to say though, I made a fid about Daniel Ricciardo. Who cares? Do you care? He's in the worst car in the grid and he's pretty shite, so what's he going to do?
I think he's going to get smoked by Shinoda, but time will tell.
Time will tell, guys, but that is us done. Hungary is about, about 8 days away. So I'm interested to see what goes down at Hungary. I feel like that should favour pretty much every team other than Red. I feel like these circuits with a high downforce just suit these teams. But Alonso said earlier on the season that Hungary would be a good chance to win. But I just don't see it.
Yeah,
man.
but that was he said that
About
early on in the season when Aston Martin were looking like the second best team. I think Mercedes have improved a little bit since then. McLaren have improved a big bit since then. And I know Aston Martin supposedly had upgrades a couple of races ago, but I don't think they've worked.
No.
A lot has changed since Alonso predicted that Hungary would be a good opportunity for him to pick up a win.
Oh,
So yeah.
absolutely, guys. But McLaren, second fastest team. Shocker, Rooney, but until...
Alonso said he wouldn't be off the podium for the
Mika
rest of
Hakkinen said 2 months ago McLaren would be challenging Red Bull soon, and everyone laughed at it. Well, turns out the Flying Finn knew what he was on about.
And Alonso said he wouldn't be off the podium for the rest of the season, and that's not aged very well.
He's a lying bastard. But anyway, guys, till next time. Peace.